Alrighty. Hopefully you guys will follow me over to this side. Sorry about that, man. They done got me again. So weird. Why you being weird, YouTube? Let's see if I get it. Hey, I was just trying to see if I was live. I was like, what is going on in here? It's crazy. All right. Everybody getting back in here. I'm trying to pull it up so I can see it. I don't understand why I keep doing it. Well, I know why I keep doing it, but y'all know what I mean. Let's see. Okay. Might be able to interact a little bit better anyway with y'all. All right. So I don't even know where I was, y'all, but I was deep into it though. I know that. I was like deep into it. But I think I was on the new generation of the masculine, right? So these men that I was talking about have always been vibrating at such a high and deep level of consciousness, but they had nowhere to put it. It was sort of, they were before their time, or they felt out of place, or were made to feel out of place, and it's all because of the way they constructed society to break the masculine energy down. So um, when you when most of these masculines got into adulthood, they found no place to be. So they started hiding out. And that's sort of my story. I kind of just hid out in the shadows. And anytime I could help someone, I would. But it was sort of like a turtle in a shell. You don't stick your head out of that shell because it'll get hit. Um, how did that play out for me? Like there were times when I had feminines go, "Are you gay?" And all because I wouldn't want to have sex with them. I want to protect my energy, and I would get questioned like that. So this is how those things play out for the masculine energy in this world. But now we are going to find that we are going to be very successful in this new age, this new eon, this new time. You're going to find that your emotions are going to serve you so well, because we we were made to live in our root chakra. How did that happen? Circumcision and everything we took into our eyes. So when the masculine first starts evolving, he's evolving through his root chakra. When they circumcise that, the masculine pays a lot of attention to that area. So even a baby in a pamper will pull at that area. Grown men will stand around, pull at their growing area. Everything is focused on this area to draw your attention from your pineal, from your crown, right? From your crown down. So they took your crown off down there and destroyed your spiritual crown here. And in doing that, they have succeeded, and they succeeded in breaking down families through the masculine, destruction of the masculine, his image, and programming the feminine to, say it in a respectful way, want to do what the man does. It's like one of my favorite things is this. I know you can do whatever a man could do, but why would you want to? Like I don't want to do the things a woman could do. I'm sorry, I don't. I just don't. And that's why I give all respect and honor to the feminine energy, to the divine goddesses that walk this earth. Because for you all to have a child, for you all to have a child come out of you and still get up and walk around, my hat's off, man. That's some divine goddessship, if you know what I mean. And I don't mean to make light of it, but seriously, it's like we got to start understanding the divinity that both of us carry. Because in union, we're able to take this realm back and to start teaching the righteousness again and to start instructing the next generations that are coming into being how to exist here. Like we're not supposed to pay for anything on this earth, in this realm, in this earth. Nothing, not one thing. Not water, it's free. Electricity is free. All of that is free. Materials for clothes, free. Food, it grows on the trees. You just walk around, pick it. You can plant a seed. See, when the Bible says the lion will lay down with the lamb, it's speaking of a completion of time also, because it's an esoteric book, right? It's speaking of an era of time, but it's also speaking of the fact that the lion will lay down with the lamb and not want to eat it. There's no animosity in it. There's no hunger and thirst for it. This is indicating that there's going to come a time when we will be at peace. We will be in our golden age. So to get to that point, we are building those steps now. That's what we're doing. We're building those steps to that golden age. And that's why it's so beautiful. That's why it's so beautiful right now, where we're at and how we are remembering ourselves and pulling our energy back together. Because now that these new soul groups, these new ascension groups are taking form, they are going to start getting into their job titles, their missions, and it's going to start profoundly changing the environment that we live in. And I understand everything going on around us, but 1,000 shall fall at your left hand, 10,000 at your right, but it ain't coming near you. See, it's to those who know. You have to know who you are and why you're here, and you're on mission. You're in a battlefield right now as things are getting cleared out, but you're on a mission. And thank goodness you're here. Thank goodness you're here on this mission, because it makes it accomplishable. Now we can accomplish it because you're here. That's why we all need each other. This is the age of Aquarius, and this is the rise of the divine masculine. Who's pouring out the water? A man. He's bearing that water, isn't he? And he's pouring it out up on the earth. So the man is going to bear his feminine. He's going to bear his feminine within, his divine feminine. And when the energy or the center of energy of life, rises from the root chakra, gets up to the heart chakra. From the heart chakra, it will perform an activation in the heart chakra. And from there, it will go to the pineal and then to the crown, which will activate your star chakra. This is bringing in the star couples, the sacred marriages, the true unions of star couples, because they will have their star chakras fully activated. They will be embodying their higher self, because remember, we're putting ourselves back together. So above your star is your higher mind or your higher self or the most high or the highest vibration. that you can have and exist in here. That's where your higher mind is at, in the highest vibration with the Most High. You anchor it in. You pull it in. Now we're going to embody it. We're going to live it out. You are going to be your higher self. So there'll be name changes. There'll be residency changes. Of course, frequency changes, of course, because you're going to elevate. And when you start to realize your archetype, what you are embodying, the archetype of your consciousness is what I'm trying to say, what you're embodying. So you may identify with a god or a goddess, and you are identifying with the consciousness that they actually represent. So you anchor that in. You become that consciousness. And as you do that, you will ascend higher to your place, because that's why that's there. That's why your gods are putting it there, for you to see it and be it. But you got to know who you are and where you come from and what you're doing. And that's where we at right now. But let me see. Man, I ain't even checked the message. I was trying to get through that, guys. My bad. Let's see. Capitalism is a spell. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is such a spell. It's the idea of wanting to get, money and obtain money. And you don't want to obtain money. Money is not what you want. Money is not what you want at all. Trust me. You want to be abundant. You want to always be in your highest vibration. You want to have no lack. Like if you had no lack, if everything you ever wanted was magically brought to you at the push of a button, you wouldn't want no money. What would money do for you? You got everything you want. If every car on the lot was free, you wouldn't want money. Probably wouldn't even want a car because everybody got one. And that's the way reverse psychology works. See, oh man, I finally get to use that degree in social psychology. Oh man. But that's the way reverse psychology works. They're going to give you the end result and make it so, so good, make it look so good that you'll run to it. And then when you get there, you find out it wasn't all it was cracked up to be. Like everybody wants a house until you get a house and find out it's a mortgage. And a mortgage means you're at the morgue, which means you're a corpse because you're owned by a corporation. I like that, corporation. But you're owned by the court. So this is why you got to get sovereign. That's why you got to become sovereign. Because only the sovereign beings can reign, crown, reign, sovereignty. You're the monarch. You're the mother's ark of energy. You're the monarch. That's why the queen sat on the throne. It was showing y'all something. Divine feminines. Because when y'all rise, that's when we rise. The rise of the divine feminine is the rise of the divine masculine. Once you guys get to a certain point, we have to follow. That's what all the stories are about, right? The love song's about. It's about the masculine wanting to get to his feminine. He'll fight a dragon. He'll go through hell and high water to get to his feminine. Why? Because he's looking for his feminine within. Once he finds his feminine within, he identifies with the feminine without. And then the feminine without gets honored. And is ridiculous. Exactly. Let me get to y'all comments. I put that link in there. I don't know. Like I said, it's my first time doing it. So I don't know if you guys can paste it in or whatnot or call in. I have no idea. But let me read through y'all comments. See if anybody had any questions. Let's see. The frequency wasn't high. What's up, Bobby? Emerging timeline. Yes, my DM too. Yeah, yep. We all. I'm telling you, it's a thing. We all go through the same. We suffer alike. We go through the same black, white, purple, green. We've all been humiliated. We've all been emasculated. We've all been shown a different way of being. So you can't hate somebody. This is why Christ said. What did Christ say? Christ said, "Don't hate them. They know not what they do. They don't know what they're doing. They are being controlled. They're being controlled by the Matrix, Agent Smiths. You standing there talking to somebody, and somebody starts shaking, going through the Matrix, right? Next thing you know, something came over them. This is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with. I'm telling y'all, man. Oh, hey, that wasn't in the book. It was what was in the book was what the king, the warrior, the magician, and the lover meant to the masculine. No, that other one was my aspect of it. Was how it relates to us. So sorry about that. I may have said that wrong. My fault. Because I don't want to spend your money and get a book and be like, man, ain't nothing that dude said in this book. What the hell was he talking about? Right? Let's see. And yeah, so merging timelines, that capitalism is a spell. Yeah. So the everybody wants to get into cryptocurrency. And like I say, I ain't hating on nobody. Like, it's people that want to preach that. You do you. You do you. But that's not leading to sovereignty. Just look at the words itself. It's the crypt. And we're not supposed to be going into a crypt. We're supposed to be going into prosperity, the age of the golden age. There is a false ascension matrix. That's what y'all got to understand. There's a right way and a wrong way. And most people got this messed up because people were reading the Bible and teaching it, and they wasn't supposed to. That book, those books, they were all written in code, hidden in symbology. And if you go and read that book, not understand it, there's a curse upon it. And it even says it in it. So I don't even know why people fool with that stuff, because they get into dealing with ancestral energy that they're not ready for. So, like for example, if somebody pins something that says, if you change the words of these books, a curse will be upon your head. And then you go get the book and change the words of it. Like as if the person who wrote that didn't know what they were writing and didn't know what they put up on it when they wrote it. Just saying. Can't listen to everybody that's spitting rhetoric, that's saying this, that, and the third about what they think they know. But if it ain't for you, it ain't for you. It's cool. Move on, keep it pushing, right? But if we're going to be honest about this thing, we got to stop looking to other people to give us the definition of what we know internally something already means. Like I said, if we get into the crypt, what are they going to do then? What are they going to do with you once you're in the crypt? Because what lives in crypts? Monsters, vampires, something that's going to parasite off of you? Yes, exactly. Exactly. So, following that false ascension matrix, because it seems good, it seems like, man, I could hop on this real quick, ride the wave, because I heard about people with Bill Gates. Oh man, if they would have got in and, with Microsoft, they'd have had millions of dollars. And they never stop for 1 minute to think about the names they throwing out. The masters of eugenics. You want to follow them and make what they wanted, which was their money? Man, get out of here, man. That's why I say, everybody got their own timelines, their own. I get it. But I'm here to help my people ascend, Help my soul tribe get out of here. Get out of this loop, out of this cycle. And if you want to stay in the cycle, then that's what you're going to be looking for. That's what you're going to be going after. If you want to get out of the cycle, you're going to be pushing for the highest vibration you can get to, that your soul can anchor in every bit of itself and put itself back together and become whole, and then can ascend out of here. Because the next stop is the beautiful stop. That's where we're going. But it has to get ugly first. It got to get a little ugly. And while it's getting ugly, we cannot start wishing and hoping that we had that. Because there's a scripture that says this: you cannot put your hands to the plow, plowing for the kingdom of heaven. Take your hands off and look back at what you had, because then you're not fit for the kingdom of heaven. So let's put that into a real world perspective, because it's allegory. You're not fit for the kingdom of heaven if you start plowing or you start doing the work to till the garden of your mind, because heaven is your mind. It's the mindset. And you stop doing the work that tills the mind, that brings you mental clarity, that brings that the shadow work, the soul work, going through pure D hell, and surviving it. You go through all of that because you're trying to obtain your heaven, your wholeness, your peace, right? So when you're doing that and you stop and you look back at what you had, then what you are saying is, I don't want where I'm going, because you've given up the present. You've given up the present, like the gift, the present, the moment. You're always using your past in your present to create your future. That's a misstep. No, I use my present moment with my past as my teacher to say, this is what I don't want to create. And I create my future by envisioning myself in it. So if I'm building heaven and I'm building towards heaven, I can't take my hands off of the plow to look back at what's going on back there. In other words, you've left all of that stuff to go, I wanted this and I wanted that, I wanted to accomplish this, all kind of stuff, right? Like I told y'all before, man, well on my way, playing NBA basketball. Literally, 3 days on the court, boom, break my foot. Got to sit down and watch the whole game. The team I was on at that time ended up making it to the NBA Finals. Got to watch the whole thing. Heartbroken. This is what I worked for my whole life. Oh my God, what? Why? Afterwards, it's always after the situation you can look back and get the clarity. I look back and I go, thank you, divine, thank you for unanswered prayers, because I didn't want what I thought I wanted, and what I wanted was seeking me, and it was seeking my soul. It's a game of souls. It's all about the shoes that have souls. It's deep, y'all. It's a deep game. Because I tell y'all, it's all about the soul game. And I tell you what I think, I'm telling you what I know. So when we are evolving and we're getting out of this old matrix system, we can't be looking at currency, man, and be like, I want to be in that currency. Why would you want to be in that currency? Why would you want to be in that currency? That sees current. That sees current leading you to death, not to life. I promise you. I promise you. But let me see. Anybody have any questions, y'all? Y'all good? Now I can see y'all comments. Good night. I had to go into something different just to see y'all comments. All right. Game over. Yep. Hey, how y'all doing out there though? What's going on? How y'all handling the solstice? All right. There it is. Thank you, Merging Timelines. I appreciate that. I got to get off of that thing because it's running slow. It's not giving me everything I want. Let me see. Okay, there it is. What's some practical things I can do to fully surrender to spirit and let these fears and worries go? That's awesome. That's an awesome question. All right. So some of the practical things you can do is literally ground. And I know that, you know, that could sound very oversimplified, but it's not. Because if you can ground at the time that you are feeling the energies, whether they are negative or whether they are mental thought form energies, if you can ground your energies at that moment, you can defeat it because you can sink it into the earth. You can actually do an energetic exchange. And so that's one of the practical things you can do. Also, woo, storm coming, y'all. Other practical thing you can do is to your diet. Your diet. So a lot of things that we do when it comes to dealing with spirit, we got to realize that there is a chemical connection between what we put in our body and the output we get as far as our frequency, our desires. So another practical thing would be to probably do some fast every now and then, and also to make sure that you are watching what you put in your mouth because you become what you eat. Therefore, you are what you eat. So if you're consuming, it is consuming you too. So just remember that. I have a weird complaint. The bugs biting more than usual. They sure are. That's not a complaint. Oh my God. The frequency has risen. And I'm just saying, these little parasitic bugs that they created, man, I'm telling you, it's so much stuff, y'all, that they have done to war against humanity, these silent wars that they've been warring against us. So there are these little parasitic bugs, and we would consider them mites or red bugs or things like that. And I mean, they've been tearing me up, my kids up. We've been outside just getting tore up, and I'm been trying to figure it out. And I'm like, these are not mosquitoes. So I had to go into some meditation for it, right? Go get the meds. And when I did, come to find out, these are parasitic little bugs that are dying off as the heat rises and the Schumann resonance goes up. These little bugs are dying out. So yeah, but they getting it in before they leave though. I'm telling you, because they've been lighting me up, bro. Let me see. I have so many things I need to know. Blue, my fault, Blue. I have so many things I need to know that I have not much energy for what I want, and it feels a bit empty. Okay, let me read that again. My bad, Blue. Let me read that again. I have so many things I need to know that I have not much energy for what I want, and it feels a bit empty. Understood. Understood now. Okay. So my bad. I had to get on my slow mo plan. You know what I mean? But I know exactly what you mean. I was literally feeling like this no more than 3 or 4 days ago, and it was transformational energy that actually hit me and took me out of that state that you're talking about. This is what we're going through because I remember I said out of necessity, the divine masculinity is being born. So you're going to find it necessary to heal that. And it's pushing you forward. It's literally pushing you forward. And it don't feel like it now. But the emptiness is begging to be filled. And only you know how to feel it. So once you start feeling it, what's going to happen on the outside? It will start mirroring. The universe will mirror back to you what you're putting within yourself. So taking care of the you and I the universe within you is taking care of me. It's taking care of everything that you want and desire. But it has to be done first through you, for you. Then it becomes about you. Hope that helps. Hope that helps. But I know that feeling. Stop watching the news is one. Yeah, you better stop watching that news. Hey, look, I might catch the news every now and then. And it's only because I just want to see what they talking about, what they plan to do. Because they always give you one section of truth and the rest of it is all just something to depress you. It's bad. Let me see. Blue need to do. Not no. Okay, got you. Need to do. My bad. I just saw that, Blue. But that's gonna be meditating. Honestly, meditating and fasting, because I'm giving you the direct medicine. Right? There's other things you can do like sunbathing. Um, 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 I'm going to go get in a lake, a pond, or the ocean, whatever big body of water you got, and grounding your divine mother, your divine feminine energy into that water. That's very healing. And that will fill the emptiness, because just like water fills that lake, the divine mother energy will fill you as that water. So that's something that you can do. But fasting and meditation, man, because basically you are allowing yourself to not be fooled by the matrix. You're allowing your temple to clean itself out, and the chemicals will start to balance out. And when the chemicals balance out, you can now meditate and actually start creating instead of manifesting, living off of a man, feasting off of another man's energy, because that's the manifestations, right? But we want to create. And when we create in wholeness. That's why you got to fix the inner you first so you can be whole. And then you can create. Create anything you want, I'm telling you. Let's see. Just Brown, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. This is my pleasure. Pretty magic. Try a tree. Yeah. Connect with the life force in that tree. Yes. Crystalline alchemist. Yes, yes, yes. Y'all see in my videos, I have a lot of trees a lot of times. Trees are amazing for that, because men are like trees. Men are some symbiotic with trees. And when I say men, I mean humanity. We're symbiotic. We have a symbiotic relationship. And what we breathe out, they breathe in. What they breathe out, we breathe in. Even our lungs look like trees. Um, so the branches of trees, sorry. And what we call our root chakra, roots. So hear what I'm saying? It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. But we are grounding that energy, bringing that energy, that life force back to ourselves, where people gonna want to touch you. They're gonna want to touch you and gain that life force energy. That's where we're headed. That's what we're working on. That's what we're doing. And so that's why it's so amazing. Yeah, for real. I know, right? I'm telling you, I'm with you. Let me see. All right, Blue took him back. That's what's up. Blue, I hope I helped you. Oh, thank you. I see it now. I'm behind. I'm so sorry. But it's like I'm having so many technical difficulties for some reason. When you were talking about the bugs, I thought it was towards the Matrix. Their veil has been glitching a bit more than what it has been. Yep. Yep, Star. For real, real. Yep. No, both on both phases. On both phases. The Matrix too. Because it's all of that stuff gotta die. All of that parasitic stuff gotta die. Like there's I ain't trying to give out medical information, so let me just say I ain't giving medical information. But there's a lot of people who are finding that they got living parasites in them and they trying to get them out now, if you know what I mean. Because we have kind of done this before, and now that their veil is torn, and that's what the scripture says. Remember, a script is a script. It's a script. Script to a movie, script to a TV show, script to your life. It's a script. So understand that the veil has been torn, and this is what the script said would happen: that the veil would be torn, and then we would see on the other side of it, Wizard of Oz, right? When Toto pulls the curtain back and you find out that the wizard wasn't that big and bad at all. Just saying, that's where we at now. Let me see. Yep, peep in on the news. Yeah, every now and then, just peep in on it. Fasting is hard for me. Meditation can be done at any time. It's about emptying your mind. All these things we used to have to do to connect with the divine. Now these things just amplify the connect. Absolutely. Yeah, all is mine too. I'll get it eventually. No, absolutely. Fasting is hard. It really is. Because there's a physical dependence upon food. And I'm speaking from experience. I had a physical dependence upon food. Um, and when you do that, it can the temple becomes reliant upon it, and we're trying to teach the temple something else. And like I said, to each their own. I'm not throwing any shade at all. Each their own, right? But it is hard because we have to break a chemical dependency. Like they have found narcotics in the food. Narcotics, man. Some people can't get off of the food because they are narcotic out. So it's a big deal right now because I think I was 14 years old the first time I heard this. I didn't know what it was, but we were on a basketball trip, and we were going into a restaurant to eat, and I heard the food is the devil, and I heard it like audible voice, like somebody like right here going, "The food is the devil." I stood up and I looked at my friend and I go, "Man, you hear that?" And he goes, "What?" He looked at me like, "Bro, what are you talking about?" I was like, never mind. Well, fast forward, I'm 20 years old. I'm in Los Angeles, California, standing in McDonald's, and I hear the same thing. I turn around and walk out. I was like, something's wrong. Well, I had my struggles and went through a whole bunch of stuff and watched a lot of people get taken off of this earth because of what they call food. What they call food. And it's anything but. You know what I mean? But yeah, all is mine. All is mine. Let's see. Men are the trunk, women are the branches that bear fruit. Yes, sir. Yes, Leah, that's it right there. And that's how we connected. That's how we're connected. And that's why men are not supposed to give up the ability to live in their root chakra. But they also have to have the ability to live in the heart chakra. They also have to have the ability to rise up to the pineal. So absolutely, absolutely. So agree with that. Let me see. Thank you for explaining. You're welcome, Mergent. I appreciate you too. Yep, our terminology can be used as a polarity. Yes, it can. This is your brain on parasites. Oh yeah, hey, you'll learn a lot. You'll learn a lot off of that. I'm telling you. I sometimes wonder if the original people didn't even eat like the whole forbidden fruit. No, absolutely. You just called it out right there. There it is. You lived off of the light. Your substance was light because your light body was in this body, keeping this body alive. This is why when it speaks of the Christ and his ministers, it says that the Christ makes his ministers a flaming fire. So you're supposed to be glowing. That's why you're called hue men, light men of color, light. So this is why they also come in and perform their color wars, where they do all of these wars based on color. So what does that tell you about the American Civil War? Because it was based on silver or silver. I'm trying to tell y'all, they have all of these color codes that they've been using to rewrite her story, not his story, to rewrite her story. Because she's a she, right? We live on her and in her and with her, right? So this is her story, not his story. Y'all got to catch the ops. Got to catch the ops, because this is what they be doing to keep us in the delusionary state, to keep us from knowing these little things of knowing that that light body is supposed to come in and feed this body, just like your soul feeds your consciousness. It keeps your consciousness conscious and present in this temple. In the same way, the light body feeds the human body, the human body. But it's a lot of de-evolution that has taken place, and a lot of codes have been turned off. A lot of telomeres have been turned off, and therefore you don't receive the same light codes that you once did. So now you just have to integrate as much as you can, little by doing the work. And that's where fasting comes in. Fasting is not for weight loss. It's literally for removing impurities. I had put a short on about that. I think it was a Dick Gregory short. But removing the impurities. Why? Because you need to be pure. You need to be pure. So fasting removes the impurities. That's why it's so hard. Like I'm telling you, I am not sitting up here telling you, hey, it's the easiest thing in the world to do. I'm just saying that's like a pill, a direct pill you could take, and it fast forwards you into what you want to accomplish, because you've turned your back on the matrix and you've opened up to your higher self, to spirit. And anything you do on this side, it happens on the other side. Like you can't think a thought without something happen, cause and effect. So this is why they try to control our minds. The government, they want to govern our minds, govern our mental faculties. This is why they want to do it. Because if they get everybody on the same mental page, thinking the same thing, what's going to happen? It's created. It's created. So if we have all of these beings that are creating, and they don't know what they're creating, they have no idea what they're creating. They're just creating what they have been programmed to, what they have been told to. So if we have all these human beings using their soul energy to create a matrix or this realm that eats them up and spits them out, if we have them doing that, then we have to understand we got a fight on our hands. And it's not a fight, physical fight. We fight not against flesh and blood. But the warrior I spoke of, the spiritual warrior. See, we're not going back. We're not going back to the physical warring. No, we're supposed to be spiritually warring. So if you could take that physicalness of the man, how men are built, the structure, right? Their mindset on things. If you could take that and put that into the spiritual, you have what's called a spiritual warrior that's ready to kick ass and take names. This is the evolution of the masculine right now. This is the consciousness we're coming into. And it's so needed. But as we start to evolve into that, that consciousness, we'll start to see that light body, parts of it start to come back, because we're going to be getting that higher mind. We're going to be getting the higher self. It's going to be coming back into your mental field, your awareness. Like you won't have to connect with it no more. If you guys know what I mean. Because we're always connecting, trying to connect with our higher self, or get into meditation to connect with our higher self, right? Always to get to this higher point, this higher vibration and frequency of self. Imagine when that you and it becomes one. Because that's the gift of the alchemical wedding within you, the hero's gamos, the sacred union within. One of the jewels in your crown. That's what it is. So amazing, man. Amazing. And that's to have that higher self there. That's what the crown actually represents. Y'all see the big pooch in the middle? The dome on top of the dome? Yeah. So that's what I'm saying, man. It really, really happening. And I'll say this and get out of here if you guys don't have any more questions or anything. But the exciting thing is that this is really, really happening right now in real time. And we are now at this point where we can actually see it. Like I'm actually seeing these things coming into being. Divine masculines are actually waking up and shaking off the sleep and are wondering, where am I? I'm not doing the right thing. I'm not in the right career. I'm not with the right person. And they are starting to stand up and seek that counsel, to seek that true inner love, to love themselves and not allow the past abuses of the masculine collective, even being used and lied on by the patriarchy. They use our consciousness to do it, to destroy our own women. Say that again. They use the collective consciousness of the masculine to destroy the feminine. So they used us to destroy our own women. It's horrible. It's horrible, man. But we here for it. That's why we here for it. That's part of our mission, is to correct the wrongs by demonstrating them, by showing them, by being those lights, those examples, right? So that's it. It's like there is no separation. Christ had, yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and through you, through me, through those of us who are carrying that Christ within, absolutely. And there's a physical rising of that Christ within. That's what it was meant to demonstrate. There is a literal physical rising of the Christ within, and then the spiritual rising. So, man, I'm telling you, we're here for it, though. Let's see. Yes, and very grateful to be able to witness the unfolding. Yep. I hope you all have a nice weekend. Hey, you too, Chris. Y'all have a good one. Y'all have a good one. All right, y'all. I'm about to get out of here. Thank you guys for joining me on this live. As always, I appreciate it. I never say this, but I need to start saying it because I've been led by um, my guys to literally let you guys know that I appreciate you. And if you guys can start sharing and liking the videos and getting them out there, I would truly appreciate it, because it's time for us now as a collective to start to rise, to start to take over the structures of humanity that have been left, that have been abandoned. Um, like one of those structures, for example, I give you a perfect one over here in America. They have stopped music programs in school and art programs in school. And that is one of the modalities that was used by the divine to open up children, to allow them to be able to harness in higher frequencies. Well, they stopped that because as these frequencies was coming in, they were becoming magnetic points for these frequencies to anchor in on. So they stopped that. But that modality that was there, these are things that we will start walking into and picking up and funding and giving to the community and doing, because we're doing it for a spiritual purpose. We're doing it for the purpose of elevating mankind, humanity, right? Let me see. I just saw a lodge. Let's see. Oh, I didn't see that. Can you discuss men using hard work and productivity as their value? Yes, 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 absolutely. So, I can't pronounce it, but I think it's DHTC3. But anyway, no, absolutely. That's what we were taught. That's what we were programmed. So men were programmed to go out and earn a honest dollar, to go out and leave the home and go take care of the family by bringing in money. So if we were programmed and taught to see work as being outside of ourselves, then we're going to value that job. We're going to value everything outside of ourselves, whereas the work is inside. And that's what I was saying earlier. As we do the internal work, the things on the outside are created, but they're created from what we do on the inside because you are the main actor in your play. You're on stage. When you come out on stage, everybody, they clap, they cheer. This is why the Bible says you're surrounded by a great cloud of witnesses. They are witnessing you do this. So, as these ancestral realms and these angel realms watch you do this, you're coming out, you're the main character. You are having to overcome this old programming. You're having to understand that your value lies within you. So, men, that's kind of one of our things that we have to learn, that what we value, or we are learning, I'm sorry, we as a collective are learning that what we have previously valued has no value anymore. Not where we're going. It has a value as far as lessons learned, me learning what I don't want anymore. But as far as where I'm going, I cannot value that over my soul or even my soul partnership, my union, my mission. These are the things that we are now coming to truly value. Because if you're getting up every day, you're going to work and you're making money, cool. But then what happens when the dollar goes to, like, its value goes to 1 cent? What if that paper you got was worth 1 cent, one copper penny? Wouldn't be going to work no more, would you? It has no value. You'll be looking at other ways you're going to survive. So you're not losing your survival instinct. You don't get rid of that. That was taught, that was nurtured to you, given to you. But you also learn to value the true work that you've done inside, because that's what actually you get. That's what you're creating. That's the timeline you're creating. You get to write the script. You do. That's the time we're in. You get to write your own script. That was the point of me talking about the movie. You being on center stage. My bad. All right. Jasmine, what do you feel is the main reason why DMs run from the feminine? Feels like there are so many obstacles preventing these types of divine connections. Yes. Okay. So, this is a long answer, but I'll try to give you the short end of it. And I'll be doing more videos on this too, FYI. So, the reason why DMs run from the feminine is because one of two reasons. One, they know she's their true divine feminine, and they're not ready to come into a union of fire, because twin flame unions are about your purification. So twin flame unions are going to try you. They're going to purify you. This is the lake. This is described as the lake that burns with sulfur. Sulfur. What is sulfur? Does sulfur make the lake burn hotter? No. Sulfur is a cleansing agent. It was used for cleansing. So when you are being purified in this relationship, everything you do is being reflected back to you. So a lot of people don't like to hear the harsh truths, but think about, if the DM is doing that, he's mirroring you in some aspect, or he's not your DM. If that's your DM, he's mirroring you in some aspect. He's showing you who you are. So if he's running, what are you running from? You do the inner work. If that's your DM, he comes back. Now, if he don't want to come into union, there's nothing you could do. Many are called, but few are chosen to walk this walk. Honestly, many are called. Many twin flames are called. Possibilities. And that twin flame relationship is meant to purify you. It's going to do what it do. And if that person is saying, I don't want that fire, my soul ain't ready for that, there's nothing you can do except for to continue on your journey and to understand that at some point they will get on their journey. but it may not be with you. Why are you holding your ascension up? This is one thing I always ask divine feminine, and nothing to you, Jasmine. I'm just relating. When I get to counsel divine feminine, I always ask this: why are you holding your ascension and evolution up for someone who's running from you? Don't you think that he's running from you so you can chase him? And if you're chasing him, where are you chasing him to? There is a false ascension matrix, y'all, and it's meant to mimic everything that is true, and it's meant to capture you in the net. That's why it's called a planet, a planned net, a planet. That's why I don't live on a planet. I don't live on a planned net because it's meant to capture you. So if you got like a lot of people love to say, oh, the whole runner chaser dynamic, and I'm going, no, there shouldn't be a runner chaser. How much do you value yourself? That's what I'm speaking of. We've been programmed to value things outside of ourselves. Sweetie, I promise you, you value yourself more than him, he gonna come running back. And then you might not want him. That's the truth of it. That's why DMs run though. That's why DMs run. And like I said, I'm not saying that toward you. I'm saying in general, right? But there are so many obstacles preventing divine connections because the main connection is the divine. That's why. The main connection is the divine. What do I mean by saying that? The divine is hindering these connections because the divine is filtering us out. Many are called, but few are chosen. So the divine itself is overseeing this process and is saying, you're done to the left. You get what I'm saying? So that's why it's a purification process. And you can't get out of that fire until you have been purified. Then you go into your sacred union. But there's been so many fallacies of you just go straight into your sacred union, and that's not true. You're gonna be burned out. You're gonna have some burning process going on. And I'm not saying twin flames can't stay together. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is there's another step above going from a twin flame to a single flame. The Bible says the two shall become one. The two shall become one. So if the two are becoming one, the two flames are becoming one flame. So in your true union, you're no longer two flames, you're one flame. But it's a burning out process. So like I said, just keep remembering, many are called, few are chosen. So who you started this thing with, they may not honor their contract. I've seen that. You were in the place of free will. You know what I mean? So my bad, Jasmine. I know I be going off on Jasmine, like I got it, man. I got it. Chill, I got it. Oh my goodness. All right, let me see. Denise, I deserve better high. Yeah, man. Do you feel me? See, you even saying that. Like, you were saying, break down the word deserve. Divine is serving. Divine is serving. There's a table. There's a table set for you in the presence of your enemies where you shall sit down and eat. Think about it. The divine is serving you, right? You ain't serving yourself. You sat down. So what you deserve or what you want from the divine to serve you up is a high level soulmate. Boom. Fire. There it is. That's how you create. You put it out there, you say it, and now it becomes an affirmation. Every day I wake up, I look in the mirror, look dead into my eyes, which is looking to my soul, and I say, I want a high level soulmate. And anything that is not a high level soulmate, be gone. Be gone. You know what I'm saying? I'm joking, but seriously though, just tell it. But seriously though, if it's not a high level soulmate, it's not what you're creating, then don't accept it. Don't accept it. It ain't a high level soulmate, man. Don't accept it. Let's see. Priest and high priestess were the mathematician. It's helped me to do a lot of study quantum mechanics. The third is when it's at. Yep, yep. There you go. I'm telling you, bringing in that third, man. That's it. See, that's the union. You're bringing in the divine with the divine masculine, divine feminine energy, and it is amazing. It is a strong bond that can't be broken. Man, that's amazing. Let's see. Thankful for the catalyst in my journey. I'm choosing me. That's it. That's, man, you choose you. Watch what happens. Watch what happens. You're gonna come back and be like, yep, I chose me. And guess what? You're gonna end up when you're in union with yourself, you're going to come into union outside. And the reason why is because you, first of all, you are feminine. So you're magnetic. Your energy is magnetic, right? Masculines are electric, but you're magnetic. So you don't chase, you draw to you. See that's why this is getting deep, man. This is getting deep. See, this is why the masculine has to allow his divine feminine to rise with the divine feminines, physical divine feminines. He has to see them and admire them and love what they're doing and acknowledge what they're doing, because when his feminine rises up, he can now create. He can now use the magnetic energy to attract to him. That's why a lot of men can't gain anything, because they don't know how to attract. Because women are what? Attractive, right? And men's are handsome. They got hands. They can do stuff. Just telling you, it's a mind program, y'all. It's a mind program. It's a mind program. But when you choose you, you are saying, I'm going into union within. I can tell you your next step from counseling people and knowing this. Every time somebody within and said, I'm choosing me, they always ended up in union within a year. So that's my hope for you. You choose you, and you just watch what happens. Keep manifesting that higher soul. Yes, this resonates. Thank you, Jasmine. I appreciate you. Appreciate you, sis. I've awakened, honored my part of that contract. I'm receptive. Yep, exactly. That's it. And you can't fight it. You can't fight it no more. Like, you can't fight that fight when you are fighting it with a person that don't want to be your equal. Like, think about that. You are begging someone to come and be your equal when they know they not your equal. So they run it. They leave it. These masculines that are leaving, they look in the mirror. They look in the mirror of you and they see themselves and they don't like what they see. So they out. That fire burns, man. I'm telling you, emotional fire is hot. Emotional fire is hot. Physical, man, you can fix it. You can repair certain things physically. Emotionally, you can't see it. It gets you because it hides out in the cracks and crevices of your subconscious mind. And then it comes out at the time when you least expect it. I mean, it's real. This walk is real, y'all. This walk is real. Let me see. We have to go through a period of loneliness in order to evolve the type, yes, to company that we want to keep. Yes, yeah, man, that is it. That is it. You're gonna. I literally just said this the other day. It's like you got to go through a period of loneliness. You have to accept that you have to recollect a certain part of yourself that you didn't have before you was with your partner. There's a certain part of you that you lost, and it was lost through coding, especially for all of us on on this journey, on this twin journey. We've lost a lot of our coding through um um man. See, I hate this because y'all know me. I'm a Leo, man. I be wanting to just blah 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 blah. But we've lost a lot of our coding through their programs. All right. And it was through their eugenics programs. And so every time a child is born, they got to give them a certain jab. See, y'all don't understand. When you're born, they take at the hospital, they take your blood, they take your birth certificate, they run analysis on all of it. They know how much junk DNA you got in you. They know how much um 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 your lifespan's gonna be, all of that. And then they fingerprint you, toe print you, give you a certificate. You get what I'm saying? They're bagging and tagging you before you even get a chance to walk. They already got you. That's their program. They have been limiting us for a long time. But like I said, now it's over. Now it's over. Too many of us have awoken to what they were truly doing. So you now got to anchor that part of yourself back in. That part of you that was stripped away from you through false coding, right? Through mRNA and stuff. You know, y'all heard it through mRNA, through you know, mRNA, through YMCA, through YMCA. I said YMCA algorithm, YMCA. But yeah, through that YMCA alteration, they making sure they hitting the Christ gene. And that's what they want to do because there's a God particle within you, a God gene within you. They told you they were looking for it, didn't they? And they found it. And then all of a sudden, now you have something to go against it. Just saying. There's a genetic line. There's a genetic line thereafter. You have to be healing in alignment to attract. That's why many just chase and run to avoid healing when they look in the mirror. Yes, that's right, freestyle. That's it. That's it. Or you can't attract it because you don't even look attractive to yourself. You don't even hold the frequency of attraction yourself. So how are you going to attract something when you don't even see attraction within you? You can only receive what you are matched for, a vibration for. So absolutely. Let's see. Seventh house, I'll listen to you for right. I'll tell you that seventh house Leo. Let's go. Girl, it gotta be fun at your house. I'm telling you. Oh man. Let's see. What up, Donnie? At home bursts are neat. Man, 100. 100. We got to start doing at home births. You know, oh man, the other day, came across my feed. I saw where these people had did at home births, and they went in for something. I think the child just had a little jaundice, and they was trying to get something for him, and they took the child because it had jaundice, and jaundice is so natural, especially with melanated people. You know, you have a child, and they'll have jaundice or something, but um, they don't realize that the at home births, it allows your child to be born free. They have no record of your child. That means it's truly your child. Because when you sign the birth certificate, you sign your child away. And no shade, I did it too. I didn't know. So now I have to fight for my freedom. I have to fight for my children's freedom, liberation. Now forget that freedom, liberation. I want to be liberated. I don't know damn freedom. I am free. I am free. But to live in liberty, to live where you can accomplish the things you want to accomplish with respect to all of humanity around you, to be able to do that, you got to be liberated. That's what these codes are doing. They liberating you. They liberating us, right? So let's see. But yeah, them at home births, man, that's what we need. It liberates us. That's the freedom fighters right there. Those are the ones that will be born, and they will fight this fight of freedom. Whatever they want to do, whatever they want to do, their codes will be on and fully activated. And they'll know how to meditate. They'll know how to eat right. They'll know how to keep their vibration up. They'll know when the portal's coming through because y'all mamas and daddies gonna be teaching them, and they're gonna know exactly what's up. They're gonna be like, my mama told me about this, my daddy told me about you. That's where we going. That's the communities that we got to start building now. You know, those are the conversations we got to start having pretty soon, y'all. Honestly, we got to start having those conversations about gathering back into our communities and being in this world, but not of this world. You know, like that's what the apostle was talking about. You know, the book of Acts, where everybody had the same and they all gave and they all had the same. Like that's what they were talking about. Because remember, that book is about the past, the present, and the future. It's all told in allegory. So what does that mean? That means in the past, there was a man who filled the archetypical role of Moses. In the present, there will be somebody who will fill the archetypical role of Moses. In the future, you get me? Same thing with Noah. Same thing with Christ. Same thing with King David. These, you don't know these people. You can't find their bodies because they embody the archetypical energy of that office. So I hope y'all understood that right. But that's who we are. That's what we're doing. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, on the way out, bag tag you on the finger and toe. I'm telling you, on the way in and out, right? Merging timelines, in and out. Hit you hard, man. Love this chat. Yep. I appreciate that. We in here for it. Leo rising, Sagittarius moon, Taurus sun. Oh my gosh. Fire determination. I'm telling you. You know, as soon as I heard that, I heard Rick James. Fire and desire, right? As soon as I heard that Fire Desire song. Tina Marie. Let's see. Yes, that's what they don't want us to be free at birth. Yep. Or once we transition, that's it. That's why they're keeping us in the open air prisons. We're in open air prisons, the borders. That's how they keep us in. Because other than that, we'd have been to the other parts, the other lands that they get to go to. And, and even for a lot of melanated American beings, they need to get back to Antarctica. They need to get back and put their feet on that land. And they're stopping that process. Like I said, wars all over the world, except for one place, Antarctica. Everybody in the world know where they come from, know their roots, except for one people, American Negro. Telling you, man, we this time is activating us. That's why the eclipse is happening. That's why it's happening. That's why they're doing all those rituals, like I said last time in Memphis and everywhere else, because that's one of the spots it's going to go across in New York and everything. But they black magic don't hold the same power no more. It don't, because we've broken through that. We've surpassed it. Our vibrations are above their frequency fence. So yeah, we were here for it, man. Let's see. It's still hard to fight. Let me see, Chris. It's still a hard fight to keep here this way. It is. Yep. We got to be dedicated to it. We really do. What's up, Soul's Journey? Let's see. True. Those conversations. So yeah, because we got to start having them. We got to start having it. If we don't have these conversations, we won't be prepared for them. The whole love and light community, like I had said, that whole false ascension matrix, have you thinking everything is love and light, and they'll have you forgetting your shadow aspects, which is what you were integrating and healing this go around, this lifespan. This so see every time we're born, we are working. We're supposed to be working on a different piece of our soul energy, bringing it back. And we've been doing this for a while because we've already went to the furthest point and now we're coming back. If you understand what I mean, in the evolutionary process of our souls. And now this is why we are talking so heavily about ascension, especially at the end of this eon, of this age. Because at the end of the age, at the end of the eon, the veil is torn. And those who have evolved, have done the work, they leave. They have the choice to leave, to evolve out. Then some souls say, I know I got the choice to leave, or I should say some forms of consciousness. They go, I know I got the choice to leave, but I want to go back and help. So this is where you get into what's her name? Dolores Cannon, talking about the volunteers. This is what she's talking about. So souls, you get to evolve out, you get to go. And then there are some souls that have said, no, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna help. Because there are some of us that were there. But you've already done your work. You've already ascended out. That's why y'all are so important. That's why you all are so important to remember who you are. It's so important to remember who you are. And y'all are so important to everything that's going on right now. That's why they try to make you feel like you're not important. Because you are that important. That important. That you decided to come back here for this. And then now they're trying to trap you in the metaverse too. I mean, man. Get out of the metatronic loop, y'all. Get out of the metatronic loop. Y'all hear me? Get out of the metatronic loop. That is the false ascension matrix. You're supposed to be running on a Christic loop, on a Christic. a Christ, a Christos, your crystals, your diamonds. Just telling you, man, we got to be ready for it. Bringing the light and dark together. There you go. That's it. That's it. That's the alchemy. That's the alchemy. We're not only we're not only bringing our inner union into being, the divine masculine and feminine, but we're also bringing that light and dark aspect of self. Like you need the dark aspect of yourself. That's your survival. Like if somebody jump on you and start trying to literally physically take your life, you're gonna start fighting for survival. That comes from your shadow aspect. That's why you're trying to heal it. It's crazy. Your shadow will, man, your shadow is capable of anything. Anything. So this is why we're healing that shadow aspect, or why we're supposed to have healed that shadow aspect of self. And the ones who have not healed that shadow aspect of self are still leaving the mark of the beast. They have not evolved to sovereignty. So now they have to recycle again. Go in that washing machine over again, back in the cycle. And all rules still apply, except for every time that we cycle into a different aeon, it gets tougher and tougher and tougher. And all because of the quantum field and AI. Every time, every one of my memories of doing this, because I only get to incarnate when it's this time, right here, when we are ready to collectively ascend. Then I get to incarnate here. So it's like when you get into that energy, you really get to understand that this is all about the growth of you. And if you're not paying attention to you, you're going to lose you, the universe in you. You'll lose it. Let me see. Let me see. Yes, that's why they attack the chosen ones who are here to help. That is so right, Freestyle. They know how important we are. Yep. That's it. The spiral. Boom. Yes, merge it. There you go, girl. The spiral. They got you in a cube. And they even tell you Metatron's cube. Metatron, let me break it down this way. Metatron is Megatron, Transformers, right? Metatron is Megatron. Megatron comes to Earth to steal or get Energon, or as it's better called, Oregon. So Metatron is taking your Oregon, your energy, your essence, and they're using it to build other universes. They're using it to keep themselves alive. This is part of the energy harvesting. So this is why you got to get out of the cube. This is why it wasn't cool to be square back in the day. I mean, think about all of these verbal analogies that has been given to us. Trying to put a round peg in a square hole. Like, understand what I'm saying. You got to get out of that way of thinking, because that way of thinking is the trap that allows for more incarnation. And once we get to understand that the false ascension matrix has been here, readying and preparing for us. Readying and preparing for us. So how do you know that? Yeah, I know, trust me. They've been readying and preparing for you. That's why they set all of the traps up. So when you come and say, I'm the Christ, people gonna laugh at you. Ha ha ha. You ain't no Christ, man. Christ never had a wife. Christ never had children. Christ said, no, I'm in the bloodline of Christ. I'm in the bloodline of Yeshua HaMashiach. I'm in that blood. They're going to laugh at you. Now, understanding that that was an office that a man filled, the Messiah. There will be a Messiah this time, but he won't be a Messiah. He's just going to fill a office. I said that backwards. He'll be a Messiah, but it'll be information. It'll be informational. You know what I mean? But a lot of people can be your Messiah, your Savior, because you get saved every day. Oh, I didn't know that. Dang. See, allegorically, you get saved every day because someone teaches you something. Someone shows you something that you never knew before. And now you no longer feel lost in an area of knowledge. We are evolving to know who we are. And when the Christed ones stand up and start walking around again in the fullness of their power, they're going to understand that the amount of transfiguration when he was standing there, why did his body light up? Why did his body light up? If y'all don't know that story, you might want to go read it. But go read about the Mount of Transfiguration. He was able to anchor in his light body. He was being shown by his guides who were standing there with him. And they said, should we build put three tents up? Because it's three of y'all now. It was just one of you over there. What were they seeing? He was going through his transfiguration. His light body was coming into this body, the earth body. Heaven comes to earth. That's the true good news. That's the gospel. That's the good news. That is telling them to go around and do and speech and teach. Twin flame. What are they? What were they talking about in that? Where's that correlated at in scripture? Because people will say, "Well, I don't see nothing about twin flames in scripture." It's like you can go right back to. I'll just pick one. He sent them out 2 by 2. When he sent them out into the cities, when the Christ directed them. And don't think of a man, think of the Christ energy as the Christ within you that's connected to the Christ consciousness, right? The higher mind. That higher mind is speaking to all of these individuals, and they're being sent out by 2. And they're being sent out to give the good news. That's inside and outside. Not that there's a man that can save you. No. Here's some knowledge a man shared with me, and you can be free. Free out of this earth, free out of this cycle, free out of this loop. And all you got to do is choose to walk this path. I can't make you do it, but there's only one way. And it's a narrow path because it ain't easy. It's freaking hard. You're going to lose people you started with, people you loved. You're going to suffer at times. You're going to be glorified at times. You're going to have to count the cost of the journey. But when you do, and you make that decision, you start walking as a Christed being upon this earth. And then when you can hold that frequency, that's when that Kundalini energy, that life force energy rises back up. And then you are able to transfigure. So this is why they always try to, like I said, their agendas there before us. So they're getting everybody into trance. You could be something different than what you were. You could be something different than what you were. Why are they going around telling everybody you could be something different than what you were? Because you, light workers who are working with your light, can be something different than what you were. You can be better than what you were. Because you can transfigure yourself. All things are possible, y'all. All things are possible. They will call it. Yeah, they have no choice. The Antichrist has already went out into the world. That was my point. They already have went out into the world and been casting their spell against the Christed ones. That's what they have actually done. The Antichrist. Think about it. If I'm just using their times. Not that these are accurate, but I'm just going to use their times. If this book is 2,000 years old, and Yahusha or Yeshua was here 2,000 years ago, according to them, then when he said the Antichrist has already went out into the world, that was 2,000 years ago. Your enemy got a 2,000 year head start on you, and that's just according to their time, which we know ain't right. So yeah, prepared for you. Trust me. Do you ever feel like no one actually cares about your emotional state, but they pretend to? Is it my feelings or my ego that is hurt? Okay. No. Um, I've stopped the emotional roller coaster. That's your choice to be on the emotional roller coaster. You have to choose to get off of that, and that goes to, like I said, being the Lord of your manor, being sovereign in your temple. Um, but yeah, it could be feelings hurt, it could be ego hurt too, because you're going through a transformation. So it could be both. Let's see. Great breakdown of the twin flame journey. 2 by 2 means we are to power couple. That's the power couples. That's the star couples right there, working together to help the collective and ourselves ascend. That is it. That's what the journey is for. That's the whole mission, right there, in a nutshell. Thank you, because nothing else brought you to a journey where you were willing to be purified and burned out, except for a contract that you agreed to. That when you said, I want to go back and help, and you agreed to bring children in this world or to birth these new modalities we will need to bring humanity into their new golden age. That's why you're here. That's why you're here. That's why we're here. We're all here, on this journey. But there's no other reason you come into that, because it's painful. You literally have to give up your whole life and start walking that path. And that's in Revelation, it's talking about standing on the sand of the sea, and a beast rises out of the sea of humanity. Understand, the beast is rising out of the sea of humanity. There's a new beast coming, and that new beast will be laid down by your energy, by your light. So it will never take hold. This is why they got to start their metaverse. Not universe, not universe, not uniting verse, not you and I in the verse. No, their meta verse. A verse is a song, right? Songs have harmony. So understand what I'm saying? They're putting you on a harmonic vibration that leads you to the meta verse instead of the omniverse, which is the point where all the universes unite in harmony. So you have to choose. This is why they tell you exactly. You'll have nothing and you'll like it, because you're gonna be in the metaverse. I laugh. I'm like, you ain't talking to me, because I won't be in your metaverse, buddy. Like I'll have everything I want, and I love life. But they're talking to a certain group of people, and it's to the people that receive that. So, anywho, but I thank you guys for joining me and sticking with me this whole time. Y'all real ones, man. I appreciate it. Dang, I'm 68, and the other one was 20. Woof. But they got me early in that other one, though. They caught me early. They cut me off early before I really got into it. Man, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Yeah, exactly. They'll call it darkness, and many will believe them because they're already programmed. That's why I said many are called and few are chosen. And the poor in spirit will always be. Will always be. You will always have the poor in spirit, because not everybody is willing and wants to walk this walk. And you shouldn't want them to. You shouldn't want them to. This is for the called ones, the chosen ones. The chosen ones. You have been chosen to walk this walk. And now you've gotten to this part of the end game where you've left your marker, you've done it all, and now, man, the other side starts. On the, as we in the solstice, I'll say this and I'll go, y'all. It's like the solstice, right? We're in that time of the solstice, that opening of the portal between now and July 7th, 7/7, right? And the sun goes up to its highest point on the ecliptic. And then it starts to descend back down into the Tropic of Cancer, right? Back into the home, back into the Divine Mother, back into family. This is our changeover point, where we've been going around the loop. And then there's a point on the record where it skips and we go, doo-doo, and we end up right back in the same, little groove, doo-doo, right back in the same groove. When you go this time and you come around there and then boop, boop, you're going to hop up out of there. You're going to hop on this new wave of energy that's coming through this portal. that's going to send us off of that timeline. That's why I'm so crunk and excited about it, because this is the time, the rise of divine masculine, because the divine feminine has risen to a certain point. And then 2024, she's going to rise higher even still. And then the masculine's going to rise again. So, yeah, y'all, it's just time for us to do it. It's just time for us to stop talking about it and be about it. Be about it. All right, y'all. I think that's it. I love y'all. Y'all live in harmony and bliss. And I will see y'all on the next go around. I appreciate all y'all and love y'all. Deuces, y'all. Live in wholeness. Live in wholeness.